Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I'm Sanjan. I'll be doing Octopath Traveler 2 Galdera, and with me are my commentators, Sunnymuffin and Corvimae.
Hello.
Hello.
And howdy, travelers. Travelers, are you all excited for Octopath?
Woo!
All right. So this will be done on 120 FPS, just to be clear. But may I ask, Flygone, what was the language that we selected?
It's been close like all day, but English is the winner with
Yeehaw!
$94. I know.
That's not how I
yeehaws.
played it. It's fine, whatever. Non-canonical.
No, it is canonical in my eyes. All right, so we're gonna go beat up the big evil god Galdi Waldi, everyone. So, are you ready? Time begins when I begin my adventure as Throne. I'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Well, I mean, we're not there yet. We're kind of just like...
we yeehaw anyway, so...
Okay.
We're gonna start off with like a tutorial battle here.
Yeah, this is still way faster than Octopath Traveler 1. You get thrown right into the action, which is pretty awesome. It introduces you to the combat system very, very quickly.
And speaking of faster than Octopath Traveler 1, if you're familiar with that game, you might notice that everything seems to be going a lot faster. And that is because this game added a ton of quality of life from the first game, including making battles twice as fast. And it turns out that's good.
Yeah, it's a strict upgrade in a speedrun sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the cutscene skips are also like very fast too. Like everything like feels like they really like listen to people's comments about Octopath 1.
Yeah. I guess we should probably take a moment to explain exactly what this category is. This is Galdera, who is the game's secret super boss. This game is a harken back to, like, I guess, old school RPGs in a lot of different ways, and one of those ways is to have a super boss. So this is not actually us completing all of the stories. We're not doing every single... So each traveler has four?
Yeah, 5 chapters-ish.
Five-ish. It depends.
Some of them don't.
It depends on the
do.
characters. Like they did have a lot of variants, but for those of you who are curious, we will only be, aside from Throne Age Chapter 1, which is mandatory to enter the open world, we will only be doing one other chapter. So we're not really going to talk much spoilers, and this is pretty much a mostly spoiler-free playthrough.
Which is great, because if you haven't played this game, you very much should. It is one of the best games that came out last year.
We already hit some important speed tech, though. You see, Sanjan had to go talk to Mom.
Yes. Oh, that is true. That is the only way that the run is legitimate.
That is true. We talked to Mom, even though, Mom was like good luck in a mean voice, but, it is what it is.
So this early part here, this is the game's going to introduce path actions to us. Path actions were a thing in the first game, and they can return in the second game. They're essentially different actions you can take on the overworld with NPCs. The one that we're using right here is Steal. That is Throne's day path action. In Octopath Traveler 2, they also added night path action. So now each character has 2 actions, which is very nice because they all do different things. Before you need certain party combinations to actually do the stuff you want to do and swap party members in and out. And now you have different ways of doing it, and it's generally more flexible, I would say. It's one of those moments where it feels like they acted on the feedback that they got, and we will see that a lot.
Yeah, you saw Ambush earlier, and it's coming up soon, and yeah, there's a lot of like really new and cool mechanics that got
Ambush is the night action.
You basically knock someone out. That's it's all. So each path action kind of has like different things. Like for Throne's path actions, they're generally based on level. Like for Steal, like the higher level you are, the better Steal chance. Shorter Spiel, and then for Ambush, like it's a set level to ambush them.
Yeah,
or to knock them out.
There are only a certain there's like a certain number of things that you can do, but there are different ways to do them, and that's how they get the path actions. All 16 path actions. Bosses in this game are big.
Yeah, it's to obviously tell you that it's a boss.
Yeah, just in case you didn't notice. This is Pyro. This is Throne's Chapter 1 fight. One of the reasons that Throne is used as the starting character for this is because you do have to do her Chapter 1 story to go ahead and unlock the rest of the world, and her Chapter 1 boss is one of the fastest. So,
yeah.
We're going to see Sanjan make pretty quick work of Piro here.
Whoever you pick as your starter, not only do you have to do their chapter 1, but you also they're also locked to your party until you finish their story. So that's like kind of the only two things that and it depends where you start.
Yeah. I've heard finishing stories is slow though, so we're not doing that.
Finishing stories is well, it's not that slow because Sanjan did it for at FF at Flame Fatales 2023, and that was quite fast.
Yeah.
So it's just not as fast as just defeating the hardest boss in the game.
That's pretty trivial.
Yeah, a lot of the so the interesting thing about Galdi-Waldi, as we like to call Galdi-Waldi, in this game is that you don't need any stories to unlock it. So, unlike in Octopath 1 where you have to do all the content a lot of the story pretty much to be able to unlock it. So because we're not going to be really doing any stories which tend to give us access to a lot of really good items, we're basically going to be scouring the world and grabbing the items that we can.
And it's like a world tour scavenger hunt.
Yeah, so we're seeing here, so Sanjan is walking this screen. In Octopath Traveler, each screen is given a random value that's within a set range, and that's your step counter, so when you're going to get that encounter. Walking before you get evasive maneuvers will lower your chance at getting an encounter, so you're going to see Sanjan do a mix of walk and run depending on the screen, just to try to minimize the amount of overworld encounters that she gets.
Would this be a good time for me to pitch in with a bunch of important updates that we've got?
Sure,
you have a moment.
All right, so first, we are less than $100 away from that blindfolded boss fight.
Wow.
So please,
That was quick.
Come on, let's get that cleaned up right here. But we have an incredible donation I want to make sure we get to read. We have $10,000 from Fangamer.
Wow.
That says, hey everybody, Fangamer here. We are delighted to send in this donation. Thanks to everyone who has shopped the Fangamer AGDQ 2024 merch collection. Till the end of the event, 100% of the profits from sales of GDQ merch gets turned directly into donations that support the Prevent Cancer Foundation. You can pick up your own AGDQ souvenirs while contributing to a great cause by checking out our lineup at fangamer.com/GDQ. So thank you again, Fangamer. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
So we have Harvey. No, we have Oswald now. Spoiler alert.
Mr. Oswald, and we're just gonna walk right in and just mug someone.
Yeah, his path action. So this is another way to get items off someone. In this case, it is to do a sort of mini encounter. And then there is a third way to get items off of somebody, which is Agnia's, which is level-based without a random chance versus level-based that makes the random chance better. I promise it's not that confusing.
Do y'all like percent chances? Because I have to roll the black market here for a 15% chance to get clerics.
Yeah, so every time you go to night, a random vendor from the set will show up, and we want the clerics. And this can just take a long time because that's how random chance works.
Yeah, we want the clerics because the clerics have soul stones, and you saw how powerful those soul stones were in doing chapter 1s. And
how many is this?
It's 10. The most I've done is 42.
We can see if we can get the anti-world record right now.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic content.
Yeah, that'd be good content.
You know what else is going to be good content? The blindfolded Galdera boss fight, because it just got met.
Woo! Thank you, everyone, for your support. I can't wait to show it off.
Can I get a yeehaw for that? Yeah.
All right, yeah, that wasn't too bad. That was 15 or so tries. But yeah, had to buy some soul stones there at the clerics. Soul stones are really the early game damage option for the Octopath Traveler speedrun.
I'm just gonna break this.
Yeah, it's an annoying enemy. But yeah, so the soul stones deal single element damage to every enemy, and depending on the flavor and size, they're just going to be kind of mixed in to do part of this first grind. So the first grind that we're going to be doing is to evasive maneuvers for the scholar. By learning 2 scholar skills, you get access to a passive skill that makes it so your step counter reduces slower. So by getting evasive maneuvers, we're going to get less random encounters. And this ancient waterway first try is a little bit rare actually, so that's always good to see. But it gives a bunch of job points, and that's what's going to be used to unlock that evasive maneuvers skill.
Yeah, we need a total of 130 job points, and thankfully the encounters when you first enter the area are static, so we know what to expect and we know how to deal with them. I hate this fly.
Can't-
Look at the damage this fly does. Like,
To be fair, it's a pretty big fly.
that's true.
Have you seen like a horsefly? You ever got like a horsefly bite? They're like, that's a big bite. And that fly's even bigger, so I think it checks out.
So Galdera's the horsefly that we're dealing with. I mean,
I
the
guess.
the big house fly that we're dealing with.
I'm pretty sure that's canon now.
Okay.
Okay, understandable.
Things that we've established as canon. Galdera is a housefly, English language. We'll see if the list grows by the end of the run. So that was a soul stone. You can see it just killed everything.
It's pretty good.
They're quite good. When I was playing this game casually, I was like, I would never get stuck. I would turn to my friendly Octopath expert, Sanjan, and I would go, "What do?" And there were a couple things what to do. We'll get to some of the other ones later, but one of them was, "Have you tried a soul stone?" And I'm like, "Oh."
Have you tried to throw magical rocks at
How do I beat
your
Kate?
enemies?
How do I beat Kate? This seems impossible. Throw a soul stone. Oh.
And then the other tip, which you'll see later, is have you paid to win?
Yes,
That's
we'll
right,
get,
my
we'll
friends.
get there.
Pay to win is back, and it's even better. But we'll get there when we get there. So I'm heading in here because I'm going to grab a really important item because we are going to be grinding a bit. This item is called the JP Augmenter, and what it does is that it multiplies job points by 1.5 times.
Interesting that you save and quit. What's that about?
So I did that save and quit there, technically for safety. You don't need to do it, but it's like a 40% chance to get an encounter. But I do that because a save and quit resets your step counter. And so
Oh my
that's a
god.
5% chance. All right,
Yeah, one step
hi,
away.
Funny Revenant.
All right, maybe a donation while we get back in the swing of it.
All right, absolutely. We have $10 from Mako that says Wordle 941
Oh my
496 empty square, empty square, empty square, yellow square, empty square. Yellow square, empty square, empty square, empty square, empty square.
Bad start.
Empty square, empty square, empty square, yellow square, green square. Green square, green square, green square, green square, green square.
I was worried. I was worried there.
And it also says, hi, #1 FF producer Slam Jam.
Hi, Echo. Heart.
So totally first try, getting the JP Augmenter right there. During this run, our characters are going to be pretty weak at the start, and we need to buff them up because Galdera is a boss that requires some higher levels. So by getting the JP Augmenter really, really early, we're going to be getting a lot of job points. So it's a pretty important accessory to get, and by just kind of using the step counter and knowledge of the game, you're able to get it very, very early on into the run.
So you'll notice here I'm walking. Unlike Octo 1, where like evasive maneuvers is the same when running and walking. Here it's a little bit different because walking like basically reduces the step counter like even slower. And day and night cycles also affect this because you get more encounters at night, and those encounters at night are tougher.
Yeah, but they tend to be worth more JP and XP.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trade-off, and we'll be using that trade-off later.
And because we have Throne A2, doing encounters at night is better than it would otherwise be, because both Throne A and Temenos have passives or like secret. They're not secrets. They're like innate abilities, talents that both buff your own party and debuff the enemy party at night.
Yeah, Octopath 2 added a whole lot of different things that we have to now take into account when routing. Most of them are like really good, and they make it so the game is much more accessible to kind of pick up and run from a speed run.
And also, you get to enjoy this really beautiful music.
All the music in this game is so good.
All the music is really good. I've like this is my personal big like music award of the year.
Yeah, it got
All right.
subbed.
All right.
All right,
Get hype, chat.
everyone get ready.
Everyone get hype.
3, 2, 1. Yeehaw!
So we're gonna recruit Particio here, our fellow cowboy, Yeehaw man, and he's our merchant. And if you remember Octopath 1, merchants are basically pay to win, and look no further, it's no different. But he's now got a cowboy hat, and he's still like pretty good character.
Particio rules. Patricio's whole character arc is wanting to defeat the devil called poverty, which...
How dare he?
All right, I disagree. I disagree with Sunny. I don't want to... Sunny's takes are not the express stated beliefs of the couch. While we're moving, we could probably do another donation or two.
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of recruiting. I'm doing a bunch of recruiting for Hikari, who's also someone I need to build JP for, so you can read a donation or two.
All right, sounds good. We have some more Wordle donations, but hey, don't worry. Both of these donations did really, really good. You won't have to hear it that much. So we've got $5 from Fortune and Neil that says, getting lucky is not a crime. Wordle 941, 1 out of 6. Green square, green square, green square, green square, green square.
Woo!
All right, that's you think that's impressive.
See, everyone's better at Wordles than I am.
We have a $50 donation from Rohan that says, let's go Sanjan! Green square, green square, green square, green square, green square. Yeehaw!
Hi, Rohan. Shoutouts to the Barbarian Assault pals.
Chat, what's your favorite 5-square combination?
Tell us when you donate to the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
I want everyone to donate with their favorite 5 squares and associated colors, please.
We want to hear. We want some more roller coaster Wordle donations.
I'm just gonna see like a sea of like people trying to donate for their favorite like Wordles and Wordle adjacent stuff entirely. But yeah, I'm gonna say something real quick or for a bit. So the first big objective that we have to do is we have to get this class called Inventor.
Ready?
And
Inventor is so good.
Would one of you like to explain what the Inventor class is and what it does?
So the Inventor is... So most jobs, you unlock abilities through... bail me out. My brain stopped working.
Yeah, so the Inventor,
oh my God.
The Inventor class in Octopath Travelers 2 is one of these special jobs. It's not one of the main 8 jobs. But you do unlock the abilities by collecting and building inventions. So we are collecting some of the items. So the rainbow, it's like the rainbow bottle is what Sanjan's heading to over here.
Yes.
We have to build out the inventions, and that's how you unlock their skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Inventor class is really cool. It's very unique in the fact that you can only get one use of the invention during a combat until you take time to rebuild it. So rebuilding is slow, but most of the inventions are really, really good, and the class in general is pretty OP.
Yeah, and importantly, all your inventions rearm between combats. So we don't have to like ever spend time rearming, and I don't think we ever will. I never did casually. I can say that. Like they tried to make it like give it a pretty major downside of having to essentially waste turns to use your inventions again, but you just use them once, then you use your other skills because you can have more. You have your main class and your secondary class, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Hi, Casty.
Hi, Casty.
Spoilers. She's gonna be level 1 for the final fight.
But she will still contribute, worry not.
She'll contribute a lot, though, to the fight, despite being level 1.
You don't need levels when you got these hands.
No mercy, only pain. Also, don't forget to also donate with your favorite quote, because Octopath has, like,
so
several
good
thousand, like, good quotes. Yeah, so here's Al. We ditched him earlier. We're now actually going to help him because we have to do 3 quests in order to unlock Galdi Waldi here. And you'll see me walking here because, like, you get an encounter most of the time. But here's this random thief who stole Al's bag.
I'm sure it's going to go really good for him.
Yeah. He's got 4...
Oh.
Unlucky.
Right,
Bad RNG. Yeah, we grabbed the bag back. Also thrown it with a good old, stab with a little dagger.
So this is where we get Inventor. Once we get the class, you can see there's all these different, Animal Crossing fish tanks. And we have to fill the Animal Crossing fish tanks with inventions. That's what they look like to me. I don't know. It reminds me of the museum in Animal Crossing.
They put, huge inventions, in, this little tiny space, and I'm just, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But thankfully, with these inventions, we get innately springy boots and catapult, which both are very good, but we'll also unlock Elemental Bottle Bomb, which is really good, and Critical Scope, which is, honestly overpowered.
They're all
Inventor
extremely good.
Inventor is just a busted class in general.
Yeah, Inventor's incredibly good, so much so that runners have started routing Inventor-less categories, just because it does make the game a little bit more interesting if you're doing, a single story.
Yeah, and spoilers, like basically with Inventor, like most of the stuff will die in like not that many turns. That includes our best friend Galdi-Waldi.
Yeah. So the different adventure items that we get, the two ones that are probably the most critical, critical scope, just makes all attacks crit on the target, including magic, which normally can't crit. It is unreal how much damage you do. It's so much damage that you sometimes need to be able to deal more. We'll get there. And then also Springy Boots just puts a character first. Both of them are like things that are very hard or impossible to get otherwise. And so that makes them very valuable.
Springy Boots puts your character forward for your character that you select forward for 5 turns. And it's just like, alrighty. Well,
I mean, Critical Strobe also lasts for like multiple turns. You can boost point, have to do more turns, and it's just very good.
This is probably like the last like really dangerous area, and after that, like this route is 100% consistent. So if you all want to like see my PB, I use a completely different route, but here I'm choosing to do the consistent route because that's rude.
Yeah, it's a marathon. You got to do the consistent Charlie route.
Not looking good for Hikari, yeah.
That'll be fine. I'm not gonna rest him. Poor Hikari. He'll live.
He'll get JP later. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
So, what was I talking about? Oh, right, the route differences. So, the main thing about this route is that it's very easy for a beginner to follow, as well as the Galdera fight is 100% consistent, and you basically after like the first 25 minutes of this, like you won't deal with like any annoying ambushes because we get a certain item called the Champion Belt.
And as you want to push your time lower, though, as with most RPGs, you want to increase that variance, and that just that results in more dead runs, but you have the potential of the time save.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the other run requires is like not only like not to get ambushed a lot, you know, getting ambushed, not getting ambushed is not a crime, as some would say.
So what we just got here is the merchant license. You can find different like. I don't know, like class organizations out in the world, and it will give you licenses to have additional copies of that class in your party. You can get up to 4, including the original. You can get 3 licenses of each class, and they have different requirements. The merchants is actually really easy. You just give them money. So now we have another merchant.
We got some pay-to-win time.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, so Sanjan unlocked Hired Help, which is going to be one of the more broken skills.
Yeah, you just saw me like yeet a level 45 encounter at like what, level 15?
Hired Help is the second of the mechanics of me going, Sanjan, I'm stuck, what do I do? And then she just goes, you use a hired help. And then I go, oh, I won.
You pay to win.
Whoa.
Yeah, important to note there is Throne at night also has a talent that will buff your entire party. So she automatically gets the attack buff that she would have normally needed, like in Octopath 1, but she has it for 3 turns at night. So Throne is going to be a staple in the party because we have to have her, but also because she's an incredibly good character.
Yeah.
Hi, Al. Here's your backpack.
We never also talked about, oh my God, what are they called? The thing where the thing lights up a bunch.
Latent power.
Latent power. I was like,
power.
they're not hidden abilities. I know that's wrong. Latent power.
This isn't Pokemon, May.
Each character has a unique power called latent power. It's the like circle, the target in a diamond next to their BP meter, and it charges up over time. And every character is unique. And Throne also has an absolutely bonkers good latent power. It just lets you take an extra turn, and we will be using that to our advantage.
Yeah, each character will have their own different latent powers, and we'll be using like several of them to our advantage.
They're all good.
Yeah,
but some are really good.
We're gonna go up here to. We're basically tagging a bunch of places, and we'll get Temenos later. For those of you who do not know, Temenos and Throne are the be gay and do crime gamers.
Yeah, they really are.
They are a great combination.
They're all of their. So like this game has added like cross character chapters as well, and all of Temenos and Throne's stories are just about like, what if we just like snuck around and did crimes?
Yeah, ironic because Temenos is a cleric, but he's like, you know what? We vibe.
He doesn't have time to be lawful. He's too busy doubting.
Yeah. Temenos is honestly, all the
I love
characters in
Temenos.
Octopath, like, they're so good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just heading over to Hikari's chapter 2 here, so I think we might have
We have
a
time
moment
for,
for
like,
some donations.
2 donations.
Absolutely. We have so many coming in, from people I see here in the crowd. Like, we have $10 from Thomas Patrick WX saying,
Keep at.
looking forward to a
Keep at.
blindfolded Galdera battle. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
Ah.
Hoping it doesn't make you tilted beyond horizontal.
Oh my god.
Sending so much love and luck to you, Sanjan.
Thank you, T-Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
We got one more.
We have $25 from Caitlin saying, drinking my daughter of Hades tea and getting ready for the Hades run. First few minutes I've seen so far of Octopath is making me want to give it a try.
It's so good.
Thanks
Do
for
it.
all that you do. Absolutely. I love this game, and Sanjan's doing such an incredible job.
I literally so I played Octopath 1 and I kind of bounced off it. It didn't land with me that heavily. Mainly just because of the pace of it. It's like a much slower game than this game. Obviously, because this game you can speed everything up twice as much. And then I had Sanjan on. Cord and I actually had Sanjan on for our then Hotfix show, and I was as well as a variety pack to run this category actually and an Octopath 1 category, and I was like, wait, Octopath 2 looks sick. I should get Octopath 2. And then I played it, and it was one of my favorite games I played last year. So I highly recommend giving it a try, even if Octopath 1 didn't land for you. It's an incredible game.
Strictly better.
Yeah, so this is the only story that we're going to do, mainly because we want to get an item called the Champion Belt, which gives you like some really nice stats, but most importantly, it allows you to be able to...
You don't get caught by surprise.
Yeah, not get caught by surprise. So it makes this run like very consistent. I might regret buying that Wind M later, but I'll find a way around it.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the mandatory JRPG warrior Coliseum arc, where Hikari is a warrior, and he has to go through several different stages of like gladiatorial style combat. For some reason, they just shoehorn this in every single JRPG.
You gotta.
That's the classic JRPG warrior experience. You're gotta fight for honor. I mean, well, I guess honor in this case is, being honorable by throwing stones.
Throwing rocks at them, yeah.
Throwing stones, hiring help for you. Thanks, Ulbrich.
Well, you know what they say. Whoever has honor, throw the first stone.
Hikari is like a morally gray character. I think it's just fine.
Yeah, he does bribe people for like information, so.
Hikari's not that morally great. But Hikari is like the most power of friendship character in this game.
That's true. His entire story is basically power of friendship.
It's him going like across the land to be like, from person to person, to be like, we were friends once and we should be friends again. It's so messed up we're not friends. Are we friends? And then they're just like, dang, I never thought about it that way.
We should just be friends.
Yeah, so this is the boss, like, we fight him first here, and then, like, he's gonna turn big suddenly. And we basically threw a bunch of stones at people. And then, spoilers, I think you all guess what we're gonna do to, our poor fellow gladiator here.
Yeah, for some reason, it's not honorable for him to have his giant boss sprite in the duel. But when we bring in the rest of the party, we get the boss sprite.
Well, that's how the giant boss sprite is how you know that he's like, become so enraged at losing the duel that he's cast aside his honor.
And then we just completely destroy that by not using any honor.
Well, look. Also, there's 4 of us, so that kind of undermines the duel as well.
Look how
I don't know
big
why.
he is.
Why do they allow this? I don't understand why they allow us to duel like this.
I realized I have to end because Drone does not have LP. Thought I built enough. Oh yeah, I had to use it earlier, so not a big deal.
Oh, it's all good.
But yeah, you notice there just how much damage hired help did. Like we did some setup, and then all of a sudden hired help ended the fight. It's really good.
Sell some
Yeah,
items
it's
here.
kind of good.
Okay, I guess I guess it could be better.
Yeah, so really, really important to have 30,000 leaves here because our top pay-to-win option at this time is our veteran soldiers, and that costs 30,000 leaves. It's very expensive, but very efficient at dealing damage.
Yeah, we have to defeat this boss with our the big money bucks because she's a really tough character, and we actually specifically need Throne because she can act twice in one turn and basically like debuff her and defeat her.
Yeah, she's like, this is like legitimately supposed to be a difficult duel for Throne, but
Yeah, oh, I didn't need to anyways because nice turn order. but
I
that's fine.
didn't even know about this.
yeah, this is unlocked by completing Hikari's Chapter 2, and it gives us probably one of the best mid-game items in the game, the Champion's Belt.
She takes what she wants. That's a
Yeah.
that's a nice quote.
Yeah, the Champion's Belt is going to be used for basically the rest of the run. It gives 100 physical attack, which is a lot out of
That's so much.
yeah, out of just an accessory slot, and on top of that, it makes it so you can't get surprised. And
All right, get hyped. We're finally getting Temino.
Yeah.
Time to be gay and do crime.
Be gay, do crime. Yeah, we have to do. So it's like the nice thing about recruiting some of these characters is that some of them like have fights. Unfortunately, this one's not really that great, but Hikari's ones is like really good because like you get a lot of JP from it. Same with Throne's recruitment.
Yeah, Hikari was just used to get the Champion's Belt, and then we immediately kick him out of the party.
Yeah. Well. And as mentioned before,
He'll be back.
Hikari and Throne are a great squad because they both provide nighttime buffs, or well, nighttime effects.
Yeah, this hire is actually really important. It is a money-saving hire, so hires in this game can have extra passive things, and you see in the bottom right, you save leaves when you purchase things. It's also going to be really important for one of the dungeons we're going to visit later on because we have to have a bunch of NPCs following us. So this is number 1 of the NPCs following.
Could you imagine if that applied to hired help?
That'd be sweet.
There's actually hired help
There's one.
hires
Well,
that make hired help cheaper. Or like, oh no, well, you still have to pay it, but like they'll refund you money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we get the discount. Yeah, I think we got it. We're
We
doing a
got
little
time
bit of
for
run.
like 3 or 4 donations because we're just vibing and heading over to Winter Bloom to finish the quest and then grab the scholar license.
Awesome. We have people joining in on the 5 favorite squares train, I guess. We have $5 from Faulty Sage saying, gray square, gray square, gray square, gray square, purple square?
Oh no.
What does that mean?
Purple square?
Okay, I don't know about that. Thank you for your donation. We have $100 from TGS that says 1, 4, 9, 16, 5. It took me a bit to get that one, but I love it.
1, 4, 9, 16, 5. They're all. Wait, they're not all square. No, they're what?
We'll go with it.
Is this just a
I
number?
can't
Is this like a
math.
number station? What's happening?
I can't math. I'm just gonna say that out loud.
Yeah,
Ironic because sometimes I have to think of math, but not right now.
We have time for another one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
more.
We have $500 from Damon and Ronjan. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That
you.
says, yeehaw! Thank you kindly for running our favorite game of 2023. Can't wait to see what Sanjan can't see as she beats Galdera blindfolded. Y'all are an inspiration. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Yeehaw!
All right, remind me to put a step ahead on Gasty.
Will do. Yeah, so that run there, we see the first uses of the changeable catapult. That is one of the inventor skills, and it deals AoE damage to every enemy based on the weapon type you're holding with a asterisk.
Yeah, who wants to explain the full mechanics of changeable catapult?
We'll have to get Zero on a call so he can school us on what exactly it is doing. But
It is so complicated.
Yeah, shout out to Zero. He's a really good router, and he basically like found like a bunch of formulas. So a step ahead on Casty. There we go.
hey, did it.
I did it.
Oh, cool. We're going to pull this sword out of the stone.
Yeah, we that's what we bought the sturdy pickaxe for. Yeehaw.
Turns out it was very easy to do. Yeah, so this is actually leading us into our second advanced job of the game, the Arms Master. The Arms Master class unlocks skills by collecting these various rusty weapons and then bringing them to the forge here, where this guy, this blacksmith, turns them into real weapons. They're actually pretty good weapons, but they also have the ability to be sold for lots of money.
Yeah. I still cannot believe. I had collected so many of these rusty weapons just exploring the world, and I was just like, I guess they're vendor trash. I don't know. I just never engaged with them because I didn't know about this. And I only learned about it from watching Sanjan do this run. Even though, wait, I watched this run before I bought the game because I did it. I think I'm just dumb. Never mind.
Yeah, so-
There's a lot of little small things how you learn. All right, we're gonna buy a boat. Yeehaw! The boat's actually important because it has the EXP augmenter, and it gives us access to a lot of places, and it's actually needed to get to Galdi Waldi. And there's only one right way to decorate your boat.
Oh, post in the chat what your favorite color of boat is.
And your favorite color of square. You still have to do that one too.
And your preferred emoji of choice here.
You have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, you really.
We're relying on you.
The only correct one is blue octopus.
This is the weirdest personality quiz I've ever taken.
Yeah, blue octopus is objectively the fastest color.
Unlike cars, boats. So cars are the opposite of boats, and
right.
thus the fast color is blue and not red. Write that down.
Yeah, because the ocean is blue. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
the waves can't see you, so they can't push against you.
Yeah,
This is canon, by the way.
straight up, there's just a lot of like really valuable stuff here that we're gonna grab. And also, so the next big order of business is we want to get more arms master weapons because they also unlock good like support skills. And the main one that we want to unlock is called peak performance. Would one of you like to explain it?
Yeah, peak performance is great. It makes it so you deal damage when you are at full health. So it's a multiplier on your damage depending on what your range is on that health. And for most of these fights, we are going to be at full health the entire time.
Pretty convenient.
Yeah, so we're heading down here to grab the dancer, the rusty dagger here, and we're pretty much like going on a bit of a little fetch quest. And the nice thing along the way is that we don't ever get ambushed by these encounters, and we can easily pay to win and to help out a little bit. And it will give us like a lot of EXP and JP because we are actually going to be like grinding quite a bit,
Yeah,
especially heavily towards the end to get everyone set up. The setup is just in general really elaborate.
Yeah, we're level 18 right now. We need to be level 47. That's quite a few more levels.
Yeah.
The bad thing as well is just stories don't give you much in terms of EXP or levels or EXP or JP.
But they do give you a lot of holding circle to skip cutscene.
Yeah. We also haven't talked about Tenemos' talent. So Tenemos is basically he's like the matching part of Throne. So Throne is buffing our party, and Temenos is debuffing the enemy. So when we start encounters at night, we get 3 turns of fully buffed party members and fully debuffed enemies. So that combination is just allowing us to deal tons of damage without having to waste any time doing any of those debuffs.
And yeah, we're pretty much just like I said. This is like a very explorer type of heavy thing with great music, of course, because we're going to be in here to grab an item called the Giant's Club, and it multiplies our physical damage by 1.3 times. And we basically pretty much need all the damage we can get.
Yeah, we're just stacking multipliers, and it turns out when you get enough multipliers, you do a lot of damage.
Do we have time for a pretty special donation in here?
Yes.
We have $88.88 from Howard Wang saying, Hikari's English voice actor here.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hi, wow, it's such an honor.
It's so great to see all the Octopath love and good luck on the run. Don't forget to fight for your friends. Thank you so much for joining us and donating.
Woo! Woo! I fight for my friends. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, I think we got time for one more.
We can do one more, yeah.
All right, so we'll go from that to $25 from Matt P that says B7, I-35, N14, G3, O26. Bingo!
Yeah.
Oh, Bing. I was like, I think that's my aircraft carrier.
I love these all so much. Please keep sending them in.
There's too many riddles for me. As someone who's just generally really bad at riddles and just quits within the first minute, I'm just hearing these riddles. I'm just empty head, no thoughts.
Oh, easy encounter.
These are too lateral for me. I need it in a grid form or I don't understand it.
So this is Sanjan making up the money that had to be spent a little bit earlier on the Windham. This is the Merry Hills screen, and these encounters range from very beefy to not that beefy, and that is one of the better ones that she could have gotten.
Yeah, ideally, I don't want to use beast leans on everything, but it's not a big deal, honestly. But we're coming up to one of the more important fights. This, it's just a really random fight that you do to unlock a new hired help. But for whatever reason, these assassins, they basically give you so much JP and EXP.
Yeah, it gives you 10 times the amount of EXP and JP that a Chapter 5 boss would give for some reason. But yeah, we're going to see the the power of hired help beastlings here. Hired help wasn't good enough in the first game.
Ah, that's buff it.
So they decided to make our 15,000 option beastlings, which will hit regardless of what the enemy's weakness type is, and it just does a ton of damage
They're very good.
Maybe next time.
for half the cost of veterans. So yeah, beastlings, they upgraded hired help for some reason.
Yeah, they're basically like, hired help is like, I don't think it's powerful enough. I think we need more. I think we need those guards.
Yeah, so we're starting to get into the point of the game where Sanjan's going to be doing a ton of different menus. Basically, the goal is going to be we're going from location to location, grinding some EXP, JP, getting the items that we need. But as we are doing that, we are also gathering up, just gathering power on our 2 carries, which are going to be Throne and Oswald. So right there, we got a couple of different important skills. The biggest one being Temenos getting Evil Ward, which makes it so our flee chance is much, much higher. And then we are putting Oswald on the Arms Master class for some reason.
we mainly use it so that he has the way, like, is able to break a fight. He's more like assistant. Like, he's not powerful right now, but he will be much later. Because right now, Temenos is sort of like our temporary damage dealer, since he has Catapult and the Giants Club.
He hasn't found the one true magic yet. How can he be powerful?
He won't find the one true magic. He'll find it when he defeats the big bad boss.
That's true.
Yeah, chargeable catapult at this point in the game is really good. Again, Sanjan was mentioning the Giants Club gives you that multiplier on physical damage. So Temenos is now the wielder of that Giants Club, and where he's going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for right now.
Yeah, you'll notice that I'm killing these encounters because I actually want to grind to enough JP to where I get Therone's final thief ability. Not the divine ability, which we'll get later, but the final support skill that we get, which is really nice for grinding. So it's called Life in the Shadows, and what Life in the Shadows does is that it multiplies your JP and EXP gains, like if you kill an encounter at night, by 50%. So all of these things are stacking, which a good summary of this game is stacking buffs and enemy debuffs is the way to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it turns out multipliers are really good. So speaking of multipliers, we're heading to get a very special item for Oswald here in the desert. The desert is naturally where you would find all the fire augmenting weapons. It's hot in deserts. So there are 2 located here, and we're going to be picking up the fire starter here in just a moment.
You can read 2 donations because we're just gonna head over and grab these things.
Awesome, thanks. We have $25 from Picantcall that says, this Octopath run is amazing. I've been loving all the runs today, and I cannot wait for Hades next. Biggest thanks to all the folks who put on this incredible event. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And as a reminder, we do have that additional 2 players, 1 controller's weapon run that's going to happen after the race. So we have a race, and it can become a co-op run. And we're at $12,000 out of $25,000 for that. So please put your donations in, assign it to that. Let's make sure we get to see that.
That run is so impressive. I've seen it before. It is absolutely wild.
Yeah, they're really good runners, or both of them are very good runners.
Time for one more?
Yes, one more.
We have $25 from Robo Chocobo that says, my partner and I love Hades. I cannot imagine playing it with him using 1 controller. That run will be great to see. We have to unlock this run, Heart. Yeah, thank you so much for putting it towards that. I absolutely want to see it too.
Yeah, so we'll be beating up this random optional boss here called Lord of the Sands. There's not much to say about it. We basically pay to win, but this optional boss guards the last rusty weapon that we need.
Yeah, this is
all those crits.
Definitely have to do a couple of different optionals in order to speed up getting to the setup that we need for the Galdera fight. So it seems like we're going out of the way for a lot of different things, but it is very important in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, if it seems like we're just world surfing, we are, but it's with purpose, because a lot of the items we're not doing any story, so we have to unlock them, or because they're slow. So we have to basically scour what we can, and we scour a good amount of the area.
Yeah, so we're gonna be picking up the fire, the scorched bone spear here, and that is just another fire augmenting weapon. So Oswald is going to eventually be our magic user, and once he's able to equip both of those weapons, that fire starter and the spear, those actually stack together. So he's going to be doing multipliers on multipliers on multipliers, and that's how we're going to eventually scale damage.
Yeah, so now we're going to go get a peak performance here. And would one of you like to explain what peak performance does?
Yeah, that's just the damage on full life. Yeah,
Higher your
it's
health, the
great.
damage damager you deal.
Yeah, and it is agnostic of magic or physical, so it's useful on both of our carries.
Yeah, so we're gonna head out to recruit our next character and crowd chat. What, Mahina or Akala? I want to hear opinions.
Mahina.
Akala is the correct choice.
No.
I vote Akala.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, hard choices.
Can I have my mic muted? I have to go.
For those of you who do not know, our next character, Ochet, she's the hunter, and there's been a lot of really nice enhancements, like casual-wise for the hunter.
Hunter's so much more fun in this game.
You have the choice between Akala, which is a jackal, or Mahina, who is an owl. That's why May likes Mahina, because verb.
Oh no, the hat.
The hat. Any more opinions?
I'm hearing a lot of Mahina. I'm just hearing a lot of Mahina,
I think
and not
Kala's
really
better.
anything else. So it's kind of
I'm sorry. So it doesn't matter which one we choose because Ochet's gonna be used for other means.
This sucks.
It does matter because you see the overworld sprite.
Yeah, there's an overworld sprite I wish we had.
This one's way better. What are you talking about?
I am so mad.
Way cuter.
Stop.
It's really cute when both of them like go on ladders. Here, I'll literally show you real quick. And the boats, I had to say it's nicer on Mahina, but just for you all to show, here's a
All riding
boat.
with Ochet.
Yeah, the boat animations are very cute on both.
The battles on the boat are funny because each of them has their own boat, even their followers.
Yeah, you get so many boats.
Yeah. We just carry a bunch of little boats. Do you not?
Don't make assumptions.
We're just heading up to Timbrain here, and I think we have a couple time for
You have time for 4 or 5 donations. I'm gonna try to focus on
Oh
this.
my gosh, that's incredible. Well, I've got one. We've got $10 from Amarillin that says, howdy Sanjan, Corvimae and Sunny. Here's a squares. F3, E6, G4, QH4 £.
What?
Your runs are now mine.
What?
Huh?
I believe it's chess.
Oh wait,
I don't know how to play chess.
It could be something from RuneScape. I might know. I don't know if it's from RuneScape, but maybe.
Thank you so much.
Person who only plays RuneScape, seeing chess for the first time, getting a lot of RuneScape vibes from this.
We got time for a couple more.
We got.
Keep them going.
Keep them going.
We have $25 from Cherry Scary that says, I have to get a donation in for more Hades. Took me 60 plus runs to defeat Meg the first time, so watching runners absolutely destroy the game never ceases to amaze me. I completely agree, and that's how I feel watching Sanjan play this game.
Fighting is not what I do. Go on.
We have $10 from a Men Cake that says, you are doing great, Sanjan. In the crowd right now and admiring your run so much. I've only played the first Octopath. This is motivating me to pick up the second one too.
Aw, thank you so much.
We have $100 from Shortfall saying, greetings from Australia. Thanks GDQ for yet another amazing week of runs with an amazing community. Let's get that extra run in Hades met. And yeah, we are approaching 13,000 out of 25,000 for that. So we are over halfway. Let's keep those donations rolling. Thank you, everyone.
Come on, chat. We can do it.
I believe in you, chat.
Let's do one more.
All right. We have $25 from Elliot saying, excited to see Octopath 2 at GDQ. Good luck with the run. May the sacred flame guide you. Or something like that.
Or something like that. All right, please don't miss. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, so basically, all of these routings are quite exact because I need exactly 630 JP on Ochet, and these encounters give me a total of 639. So, everything in this route has been very carefully crafted to make sure that we can do the damage and do everything that we need in the fastest for this route the fastest manner possible.
Yeah, it's like a big change from like Octopath 1 routing, because in Octopath 2, the first encounter on any screen, actually your step counter is way lower before you encounter that first encounter. So we actually have to route around doing a lot of these random encounters, whereas in Octopath 1, you would just skip all of them. So Octopath 2, we have to use that to our advantage and get the JP on the characters that we need to have it on while we are doing all of these various errands, which, speaking of errands, we are currently in Timbrain. This is the area of the game that has a lot of really good magic attack gear. So Oswald is going to need as much help as he can get to get his magic stat as high as possible, and picking up some gear here. For some reason, they clustered it all together in this one zone, but the magic nut M there and the blessed vestments are going to be put onto him later, so he can become our carry.
Yeah, the thing with you were talking about the lowered step counter earlier is seeing runs of this game for the first time, I was like, oh, I guess they patched out that save and quit thing. But they didn't. It's just not as useful.
Yeah. Well, we got an important thing here. So we do have to do a couple of different side quests. So in order to fight Galdera, we have to find this book here that has to be mugged from behind this dude. And this is going to be From the Far Reaches of Hell. If you played the first game, you know that this book is the entire part of Cyrus's story. But we just get it from a chest here. It's much easier to grab.
And then, so we're going to do some nice menus here. We're going to get a Life in the Shadows. And then Mr. Oswald gets to be our main damage dealer now. He's got his gear, and then we're basically gaming. And you're going to see him, like, just go from there and just, like, dealing, like, cap damage.
Yeah, Oswald has finally grown up into our carry after we've accumulated all of the gear on the map.
He finished studying harder.
Yeah?
Yeah, he study harder. Burn. You're going to hear him a lot, like, especially towards the end when we do our grind.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a walk here to get up to Stormhill, so I think we got time for like 2.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. We have $25 from Max saying, Octopath was one of my favorite games of 2023, and it's great seeing it ran here at GDQ. Thanks, Sanjan and the Couch, for an entertaining and enjoyable run. Also, Harvey. We have a few donations referencing Harvey. I'll get y'all another one. We have $100 from Corvimae.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, I know Corvimae.
I don't.
Well, in case you didn't, she says, thrilled to be up here, Mako jamming with one of my favorite gamers. Please let me borrow even 20% of your menuing skill. Also, let's hear everyone's best, Harvey.
All right, on the count of 3, crowd. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Harvey.
For those of you who don't know the context of that, when you do Oswald's last chapter, play it in Japanese.
It's so good.
It's fantastic.
As an English language, like English voice lover, I'm gonna say Oswald's chapter 5 or final chapter in Japanese is like 100 out of 10 content. And well, I guess I'll spoil it since those of you from FF might have seen it, but basically the voice actor for Harvey is the same voice actor as Dio, so there's your Dio jokes right there, chat. Howdy there, friend.
2 encounters, sad.
Yeah, it's actually fine to get these 2 encounters anyways, because you gotta study harder to hit the levels that we need to hit.
Yeah, if you want a really good time in this run, ideally you would get Kate or Octopuff encounters, but those are 3%. So I believe the world record gets a King Octopuff.
Yes.
Unless that one's been beaten, but yeah, it's the times in this get very, very low when you get good RNG.
If only there was some sort of mod for Kates.
Oh, yeah.
Alas, no such thing exists.
The interesting thing about this game is that, like, if you want to play, like, really, like, risky, like, you would get a cape, but you generally don't need a cape, like, to, like, even start a run.
Yeah.
For the most part. Unlike Octopath 1, where some routes, like, revolve around, like, you need a cape, or else you're not going to start this run.
Yeah, Octopath 2, it's generally, you are able to finish more runs, just because the grind for evasive maneuvers is much easier just going through the Ring 2 zones.
Finish more runs is my favorite passive.
Also, look at everyone's walking animations. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the little things in this game.
So, yeah, we have 7 followers here, right?
We're going to take a lesson in bridge safety, gamers.
Let's all go on at the same time. Nothing bad could possibly happen.
Yeehaw.
Oh, no.
Bad RNG.
And we leave.
Everyone knows that this is the thing that a lot of people miss, is that if you do, if a bridge does collapse from under you and you're trapped in a dungeon beneath the earth, just fast travel out.
Yeah, super easy.
Yeah, fast travel system, got him.
We will be going back to the Infernal Castle at a little bit of a later point. Right now, the party is not ideal. You do need 7 travelers on the overworld to break that bridge and get the entrance to that dungeon. It's kind of a unique way to access a dungeon that I think Octopath 2 did really, really well. Like those just random, seemingly random things that you have to do.
Yeah, so coming up, we're heading to the Nameless Isle because we're going to complete the final part of the quest, how we need to unlock Galdi-Waldi. And then we thankfully there also we get a really nice item that will pretty much boost our damage by a decent, very noticeable amount.
I think we got time for one quick donation while we're navigating the aisle.
All right, fantastic. We have $25 from Vitria that says, Octopath 2 was my game of the year, no contest. And I'm excited that more people will get to experience this masterpiece. Catapult, go, go, go!
Catapult,
Go, 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 go.
Oh, I should have done it. It's okay.
It's not too late.
It's not technically it's not too late, but unfortunately, like it's
Okay, it's too
not
late.
great. It's
a
little
pretty
too-
bad. It's a pretty bad idea. It's too
Yeah.
late.
There's just so many good lines. Like we could go on and on about this. Let me do this menu real quick because I gotta give Hikari's gonna be our support now, and then
Yeah, so you've seen Sanjan just kind of manipulate, putting a step ahead on and off of characters. It's just every little time save counts, and if you have a step ahead on all 4 characters, you might not get Oswald first, which is the intended way to clear encounters as fast as possible. So she's manipulating the turn order, using a step ahead, equipping it, unequipping it, in order to do that. Notably also, Temenos is going to be on Scholar now for the rest of the run. It's going to be pretty good. You'll see here in just a bit. But that's the power of the Giants Club right there. Clerics can actually hit pretty hard.
I wish I'd done a physical Temenos build. It seems fun.
physical Temenos is honestly like really fun casually.
Yeah, and here, finishing the quest on how to decipher languages. So from the far reaches of hell is not written in our normal English. We need to learn how to translate it in order to access Galdera. So we learned that from Mr. Lazuli there, and going to be heading over to Kit to eventually learn how to get to Galdera.
You mean Al?
Oh yeah, Al. It's Kit.
It's basically Kit.
I played too much Octopath 1.
Yeah, so we're pretty much, after this we'll be going back to, whatchamacallit, the Infernal Castle. And then we're gonna really see some damage being thrown. We're gonna see Mr. Oswald deal more damage. Wow.
We also got the Finisher's Clause from the Nameless Isle as well. That's a very powerful accessory that is going to make it so you deal more critical damage.
I didn't know that was a perk too.
Yeah, this is like also a really high level area, and this is pretty much the last place we can see a little cute kitty. Hi, please appear, kitty. I want a hug.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Oh, battle energy.
There's one more. But yeah, we can take care of also a lot of these encounters by hiring help for us.
Yeah, these encounters are actually strong enough that Oswald doesn't just one-shot them at this point in the game. So we have to still get him even stronger to be able to finish our grind section that's going to be coming up here pretty quick. Picking up the Lost Tribes staff there. That's one of the highest elemental attack staffs in the game, and is going to be Oswald's primary weapon for the foreseeable future.
Where's my encounter? Okay, there it is. So let's see. Should be fine. Yeah, so now we're gonna do a menu here so that we can get Mr. Oswald to deal more damage. And it's pretty crucial that I get this menu right, because I messed up with it last time in practice with all three of them.
Yeah.
With me and May and Sunny.
Yeah, the nice thing is, like, if you do mess up a menu, this game is actually really lenient on the autosaves. So every time you enter into a new location, you trigger another autosave. So if you go into a fight and you're like, I'm not dealing enough damage, what did I mess up? You have a really easy chance to come back in. So Sanjan's just double checking her work here, but I think she's got everything on there.
Yeah, I didn't like fully realize that when I played. I just like saved like it was like it was an RPG in 1998,
Also say hi to Doggo.
Yeah, so we used Temenos's latent power there. He is able to, when he uses his latent power, all of his attacks will break the enemy's shields regardless of what attack is used. That is going to be relevant at the very end of the run. And then we're also now building up all of the various buffs and debuffs for Oswald to absolutely take out the Dreadwolf right there in just one hit.
The Dreadwolf has 155k HP, by the way.
It's one of the harder optional bosses.
Did we explain deal more damage?
Oh,
We have not.
We didn't.
Yeah, so we can deal more damage now. So there's a perk you can get, or a passive called deal more damage. That's why we kept making jokes about it. And it is, so normally all damage is capped at 9,999. With deal more damage equipped, which does take up one of your 4 passive slots, you can deal up to 99,999 damage, which is why we're able to get Oswald dealing more, like 27,000 or whatever he was doing in that fight.
Which is still not enough.
Yeah.
If only we could deal even more damage.
I wish.
Also, one thing to note, you'll notice I used Mr. Oswald's latent power there. His latent power makes it so that it's a single target ability, but it hits for 1.5 times the damage.
Yeah.
So it's similar to Alephin's in the Octo one.
Yeah, it takes any multi-attack and makes it a single attack. That's stronger.
Yeah. And this is one of the main deviations from the world record route. So in order to make the final fight consistent, we have to get another cleric license. So we actually pick up 2 of them here. So we'll be able to have 3 clerics in our final party because the cleric is very, very good.
Yep.
Yeah, it also has a very important ability, which, like when you see in battle, you'll understand why Galder is just like generally so consistent. And here's a big shark, because why not?
Yeah, so this shark, we're going to be equipping the Stone of Truth onto Oswald. So you saw in that Dreadwolf fight, he used Advanced Magic, which basically makes all of his attacks go from hitting once to hitting twice. Stone of Truth gives him that buff permanently, so now we have even less setup that we need to do, and that's going to remain on him for the rest of the game.
And so we're going to come up into like one of the quite big grind sessions that we have to get because we have to grind levels, but there's also like some really good items in here that we want to grab, thankfully. Reduce them to ash. So you're going to hear Mr. Oswald for a really long time. And so the thing is that makes this route a noticeable amount slower than the world record route is that we have to train 3 clerics, and that's a lot of JP. So the world record route will the world record route will basically ditch one of the clerics.
Yeah, if you have 2 clerics on the final boss, you have 100% consistency. So just basic math, if you only have 1 cleric, then you have a 50% consistency. If only it was true that way. It feels like it is much, much lower.
Also,
dash.
Also, the Tyranno Drake has like a ton of HP, so yeah. Mr. Oswald has seen worse methods.
Cool. So
Now we get all these chests.
yeah, Sanjan's entering the first grind session. So what we're going to do here is basically set up Oswald to quick kill encounters as quickly as possible. So he's going to get the Fangs of Ferocity on him, which is the chest that's in the end here. That's going to increase damage based on how much he boosts. So for these encounters, he only needs 2 boosts, but when he gets up to 3, he's going to deal even more damage. We're also put on the Alluring Ribbon, which doubles your encounter rate. So it's going to be speeding up these encounters just as much as we possibly can, and removing that a step ahead on everybody makes it so Oswald is the only person that is taking a turn, and he clears all of these encounters in one shot.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that, so I'll be here until I grind Temenos to 7,990 JP, because that's how much he needs to be able to finish everything that he has. Like, so he'll be leaving, and then we'll be rejoining us a little later. So this is, if you got donations, here's the time, and if you want, and and chat, everyone, you should all donate with your favorite quote from
Sanjan,
Octopath.
I'm happy to report I have more donations. This run has already raised over $20,000.
Wow.
So
Thank you
so much,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone,
Holy
for your
cow.
support. My goodness.
Pretty amazing. So we have $25 from Poke101 that says, not too long ago, I beat Octopath Traveler 2. This game has absolutely won my heart, and hearing that this game was going to be played this AGDQ, I just had to see how. I thank my friend for roping me into watching AGDQ. Good luck with fighting Caldera. It took me several nights to do so. I still haven't beaten it myself.
I haven't.
And they also say, P.S. Oswald is the best character in the pursuit of knowledge.
Acceptable, you know.
That's
All the characters are honestly great.
We have $25 from Leafeon that says, best evolution here. So excited to see Sanjan on the AGDQ stage and all of the Vitals hosting, commentating, running, and volunteering. Thanks for all that you do, and see you in March.
I'm just going to get attacked at all angles.
Man, it seems like you have an opinion on what the best evolution is.
I love all my evolutions equally. I don't care for Leafeon.
Just know you can also donate to voice your opinion on the best evolution, because that is how you actually pick the best evolution.
Okay, so best evolution, 5 favorite squares.
There's all of
them. I'm taking notes. What else we got?
What else do we got? I don't remember.
Favorite voice line?
Favorite voice line.
Favorite character.
Favorite character. I think that's all we got.
We can add more.
Okay.
We can definitely add more.
There's all those evolutions over on the shelf above where Scent and Shout do their thing, and
you can even throw in
I
a
just don't know why
Pokédex
Leafeon's
donation,
there.
even though this is Octopath.
That's all I'm saying.
You can even throw in Pokédex donations, even though this is Octopath. I mean, like, you want to throw it, hey, like...
Sanjan is also a really good Pokemon runner.
That's true.
I've also run Pokemon, yes.
So it's relevant. Yep.
So yeah, back here in the shipwreck, this is grind section number 2. We have to train up our second and third cleric with JP here, so we're going to be here for another hot minute. Court.
Keep them coming.
All right, fantastic. We have so many donations coming in. Thank you so much, everyone. Like this one from Waterbomb, that is $1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, thank you so much.
That says, I hate Harvey with a limitless passion. Almost as much as I hate cancer. Keep it up, my friends. Thank you so, so much. And all of that went towards the additional 2 players, 1 controller
Let's go.
weapon run for Hades. So we're at 16,000 out of 25,000. Let's go.
Only 9,000 to go. Did I do that math right?
That is correct.
Great job.
Thank you.
Doing math while
Is that what the 149 is that what the 149.16.5? Yeah, if you do something on that, is the amount we have left for 2 players, 1 controllers?
Don't make me do math now. We got time for more?
Yeah, let's keep it coming.
Keep on coming. I mean, we'll be here for at least like a minute more.
Fantastic. We have $50 from M the Marvelous that says, I was going to donate $25, but I had to double it up again for a 2-player, 1 controller one.
That is how math works.
We have a lot of math going on. I don't know. It's like a theme at this point.
I'm just running away. No. I can't do math. I can't deal with this much math.
Can we get I think if we get like maybe like a donation chain for your favorite number of times to use boost points.
I don't know how I'm going to differentiate that from any of the other numbers that people are sending in. But okay. We have $5 from Moon that says, I agree with Corvimae. Owls are superior. Mahina for life.
Thank you.
That being said, I'm loving the run. Good luck on the Galdi boss, Sanjan.
Thank you. I'm not sorry for picking a caller.
No one ever is.
We have $25 from MJ that says, had to get another donation in for my favorite game of 2023. Everyone needs to play Octopath 2. Amazing run, Sanjan. Watch me shine.
Watch me shine.
Keep them coming.
Oh my goodness.
You can do like 1 or 2 more.
I love RPG runs.
You can
This
do
is
one
the
more because
best.
we're nearing the end of our grind.
All right, this one's important. We have $25 from Particio Yellowill that says, Yee, and I cannot stress this enough, ha.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Thanks, Particio.
I'm actually going to do one more grind here because I actually want to make sure I hit level 48. Technically, I could do it at 47, but it's the final boss is a range, and I won't know I won't know otherwise. So for safety, I will do one more.
That means more donations.
All right, we have $100 from Sladebane saying, getting home from work to see the Octopath 2 run. Must mean RNG favored me today. Here's wishing everyone's RNG is just as good. Donation goes towards the Hades 2-player, 1 controller run. And thank you so much everyone donating for that. The number continues to climb. Let's make it happen.
All right, so we're pretty much here like getting our final preparations in for Galdi Waldi. Oh, good, I don't have to sell anything. And we're pretty much like gathering like the last like the nuts that we need, which we haven't explained what nuts are, but they increase you like your base stats. And because we're doing this at low level, like it is extremely important to like have the stats that we need because it's because basically like we're essentially going to be dealing like minimum damage.
Yeah, a nice thing about Octopath is because of how the path system works, they want to like have stuff like people for you to actually use it on and interact. There is just so much stuff for the taking, literally, in every town.
Yeah, so we're starting our final setup here, and I really just want to like stress how impressive this is. Sanjan's doing all of this from memory, and these menus get really extensive at the end of the game. So this one, we're setting up Throne to get her deal more damage, so she needs to get all of those warrior passive skills. And then we're setting up Hikari and Particio with Dancer, because with 2 Dancer skills, they get an ability called The Show Must Go On, which adds an extra turn to every buff that they do. And the buff that they're going to be using is really powerful, so we want to get an extra turn out of that. And then we have to do some tavern swaps, as well as pick up the red apple here. So Sanjan's going to be swapping out the party and then doing even more menuing. Because after that grind, we just have so much JP that we need to go ahead and blow through and get these characters set up. So Throne is going to be getting her divine skill.
Can I? Oh shoot! Okay. What did I do here?
Yeah, so sometimes while you're going really fast through this, it's easy to swap out the wrong character, and then the game remembers where you swap that character into, and the final boss fight in this is 100% reliant on making sure you have the right character in the right slot. If you don't, the strategy just does not work at all. So it's good that Sanjan's taking some time there to make sure that everything is set up the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, so continuing the setup, Throne is getting the Aber's Reckoning skill, which is her divine skill, and that's going to be the big damage dealer for when she is the carry. Ochette is going to be switch over to Merchant because she needs hired help, and then Temenos is going to become a dancer to get the show must go on as well. And then Agnia gets thrown over to the Inventor, and we're putting a step ahead back on everybody because we're pretty much done with the overworld encounters, and we're going to be just kind of boss rushing at this point.
Yeah, we had like one more miscellaneous boss that we had to deal with, and then I had to the ending is like very menu heavy, so like I won't be talking as much because like I have to focus on making sure that I get everything like sorted out.
Yeah, thankfully this game has insanely responsive menus. So
their menus are so good.
You can, if you have good menuing, you can absolutely tell, and it's just really, really crisp at the highest level.
Yeah, and Sanjan's menuing is always incredibly impressive. So
especially from memory, like
that's the thing. All right, you all don't know this. They have their notes up there, and they just haven't scrolled at all.
There's been one scroll. The
entire time I've been up here in 1 hour and 11 minutes. Meanwhile, I like in the middle of the run, and I'm like, what? Where am I?
Yeah, so again, more menuing. So after picking up that final magic L there, Sanjan goes ahead and throws those nuts on the characters finally.
Picking up the final magic L.
Yeah, so yeah, the magic nut L. But yeah, so throwing all those nuts on, Throne is getting all the physical damage.
I forgot to do the menu for stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do it back up here.
Oh,
it's fine.
All good.
I have something maybe.
Yeah. So
here's like the 1 damage Avers, but I'm gonna have to go back and in. But
yeah, okay. This is a good chance though to kind of make sure your setup is right.
Oopsies.
Yeah. All right, we had someone who was taking notes. So we have $5 from the Chain Nerd that says, our favorite Wordle square order is the square hole. Our favorite evolution is the square hole. Octopath Traveler 2 character, the square hole. Favorite GDQ host, the square hole. Favorite number of times to use boost points is, of course, the square hole.
No.
Thank you so much, Chain Nerd, for that. And Chain Nerd actually donated one of our prizes that's open right now, the Fallout Boy chain inlay. That's absolutely gorgeous. So thank you for watching, donating, and providing that prize.
Sweet.
All right. Well, this is
the first try on the
first try.
Scourge of the Seas right here. So Scourge of the Seas is this boss that's blocking off access to this lower area of the ocean, where we eventually need to go to fight Galdera. Yeah, it's kind of a really good damage check to make sure that you have everything set up properly, because once you start Galdera, you're basically locked in for 5 minutes. So it's much easier to find out now.
That was a much better Aber's Reckoning.
Yeah.
Scourge of the Seas is, I think, the cutest boss in this game.
I'm taking a second encounter here because I didn't equip the little minor stuff, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, just setting Throne up to make sure that she has the setup that she needs. So Abra's Reckoning actually scales based off of physical attack and speed. So when we were in Mary Hills, we purchased a bunch of speed gear to make sure that Throne deals as much damage as she possibly can, and we'll be hitting damage cap. We're visiting the Isle here to pick up the Arcanist.
Time to do this whole maze.
Oh, no, there's a path.
There's this little hidden path that you can, like, glowing path that you can just barely see in certain, like, places.
Yeah, so picking up the Arcanist, this is another secondary job, and it's not actually used for its intended purpose, it's just used for one of its passive skills, as well as picking up the Ancient Curse Talisman here, which is it's a throwable item that you can use to debuff bosses, and it's really, really handy in the Galdera fight.
All right, so we're just, like, pretty much gathering up the last of the items here. My damage check was fine. Like, I looked at Thurley's damage now, you know. What was I going to say? I forget words. I'm doing a sell menu. Thank you for meeting a donation incentive because...
Yeah,
Yep.
so
because the inventory is random, but I promise you it'll still be really good.
yeah, so Sanjan is just selling off everything that she doesn't need for the Galdera fight. This is purely for the donation incentive that you all raised a ton of money for charity for. So yeah, shout outs to chat for that. So yeah, Sanjan is setting up the inventory so it's completely static. Items do appear in a set order, but sometimes when you're killing as many random encounters as you do on this, they sometimes drop some junk that you don't need. So when she's doing her inputs blindfolded, she has to make sure that she knows where everything is.
Yeah.
It's really important to not throw the wrong item.
And so
And if I do something wrong, it's basically done. Like,
Yeah.
the fight's basically over.
And so by going down and making sure it'll be interesting because by having your items be exactly what you need, you'll be able to see as the fight progresses, as the resources remaining start to dwindle down. Like, you can kind of use it as a barometer of how close we are to the end of the fight.
Yeah, so we're heading into the Gate of Finis. This is going to be the last dungeon where Galdera awaits. Sanjan's doing the final menu here, basically setting up Oswald with Price of Power, which is that aforementioned Arcanist passive skill. And that is going to make his abilities do more damage at the cost of them costing more SP. As well as putting the fire weapons back on, so he has all of that, and then healing him up so P performance gets him to max HP, and he's able to do that. But yeah, I think we are getting ready for the incentive here.
Yes, and I will be doing a Gengar reveal party here. And this Gengar that May was wearing will be my blindfold.
And now I've become Tyranitar.
Whoa. So yeah.
I'm just going to put this... Actually,
Yeah, we do have a little bit of tech set up here. So what's happening is Sanjan is putting on her blindfold and getting muted from myself and Corvimae because
Yes.
we talk too much, and
We're annoying.
that definitely hampers your concentration when you have us in their ear. Ugh.
I'm just verifying that everything's good on my end before I start the incentive here.
Yeah, and
If I linger in the screen for too long, then bad stuff happens.
Yeah, so Sanjan is just going to make sure that the party is in the correct order, because it turns out,
That's right.
much like Octopath 1, Galdera, you have to form 2 parties. So the entire time, we've just been basically having the single party with Temenos and Throne, who throw out those debuffs for 3 turns. Turns out 3 turns is not enough. So we start off with phase 1 here. This is the Eye of Galdera, and we have a bunch of different stuff going on. These fights are 100% consistent, and Octopath 2 is actually a really good game for playing blindfolded. Each character has a very distinct voice line that Sanjan is listening for, so she hears the voice line, it's like, okay, I'm on this character now. Additionally, the cursor will set to the character that you're on. So she has all of the characters' positions memorized and knows exactly where to be placing every buff and to do every attack. So we're starting off here. As you saw, we had a step ahead on 3 characters, which might seem a little bit weird. You would think you would want Oswald to have an extra turn, but he actually needs to do as much damage as possible, and a step ahead takes a passive slot. So we're getting set up here. We are using Agnia's latent power in order to put critical scope on all of the Forgotten Souls here. So these Forgotten Souls have to be defeated before you can actually damage the Eye of Galdera. So right there, Oswald finished off all of those Forgotten Souls, and now you see the Eye's weaknesses are unlocked. So this is actually going to be a longer fight than 3 turns. So we have to start manually applying buffs and debuffs. And that's just kind of one of the routing challenges of this category. Additionally, the Eye is going to get 2 breaks. So every single boss that we've done up until this point, we've basically just one-cycled. The Eye has so much health. I think it's like around 500,000 HP.
Goodness.
And Oswald is hitting for 120,000 damage every single time, and it's still not enough. We still cannot deal with the Eye in one break. So we are also using hired help to augment the damage on this. And the big strategy for completing this fight is using Elfric's Blessing. So it's the reason that clerics have been so important. So you're going to see here, after the turn, you get an Aelfric's turn. So it's basically an additional turn in the intermediate between turns. And by using the cleric Cleric's Aelfric's Blessing on characters, it's giving them that extra turn, and that extra turn is 100% predictable. So it goes in reverse party order for the extra turn, so that's why party order is super, super important. You want to make sure that you have your character go before Oswald, because that character is in charge of feeding him BP and LP. So using the reinforcing jams that we've been collecting throughout the run, that boosts up Oswald to full LP, full JP, full BP, and he's able to do maximum damage on every single attack. All right, moving into the second break, we get to see Elemental Bomb Bottle. This is the first use of it throughout the run, but it's going to deal 8 shields with full max boost on Agnia. Again, Inventor is just so, so good. All of those inventions are relevant here in this final fight. So yeah, we're finishing off the Eye here. Perfect fight. That was fantastic.
That was very good.
What do y'all think of that? All right.
Oh, wait, well, it wouldn't be a super boss on a second phase.
Yeah, we got phase 2 here. So this is the Maw of Galdera. This is what Throne was set up for, and the entire reason for the safe route. So Sanjan is doing the consistent Charlie route, which you get 2 clerics, because you absolutely need somebody to go before one of your clerics. The clerics need to fire off that divine skill, the Aelfric's Blessing, like you're seeing right here, in order to get all of those extra turns. And if you are not able to increase the boost points before the first turn, the fight fails. So by raising up that extra cleric and getting 2 of them, you always ensure that somebody goes before a cleric. So Sanjan is listening to those voice lines in her ear to know which cleric is going first, and then the fight does change based on the ordering of the clerics. So she's having to pay attention to that while doing all of this blindfolded. It's absolutely incredible.
I've seen Sanjan do this many times in practice, and it blows my mind every time.
Never ceases to amaze me. So yeah, Throne has been using Aber's Reckoning, which is an AoE ability that scales off of speed and attack. She deals an absolute ton of damage. Really importantly, she brought down the pieces of the Maw of Galdera that were the pieces that were protecting the Maw down simultaneously. They all get knocked out, and then Galdera is finally attackable. Galdera has an absolute ton of shields, so we're going to be relying on a technique here to break all of these shields using Temenos' latent power from Best Boy here, along with Elemental Barrage, which is a Scholar skill. It doesn't matter what the weaknesses are, because Temenos' LP is just then used to break those. But yeah, we have all of these intermediary turns, and notably Casti at level 1. So Casti is able to use Concocts, and these Concocts will give Throne buffs and debuff and move her turn order and give her more BP, all of the various things you could possibly want. But yeah, we have one more turn here, and I think this is going well.
Good.
Yeah.
And that's
there we
it.
go.
Time's
coming up.
Time's coming up when the starting ribbon text comes up.
Thank you, everyone, for donating so that we could see that.
Thank you, everyone, for donating. And time.
Woo!
Whew. That actually felt really good. Only one little minor thing, but you know what? We got to read donations and have plenty of content. I'm so glad I could get to showcase this amazing category and this amazing game for Octo 2. And it's a really fun category, and this variant, while it's not the fastest, it's a very good beginner-friendly like speed run and kind of like help you get your feet wet. So I'll try to keep it short, but huge shout-outs to Sunny and May for commentating for me. Like they really they did a lot. Y'all should give them a round of applause.
Thanks for having us.
Good job, man.
Good job, Sunny.
And then I also want to give a special shout out to Quadrant Inc. for developing the original Galdera route. They put in a lot of work for to basically craft this, and they are way smarter than I am at crafting like these really finely tuned routes. Like y'all should follow Inc. and Quadriceps. They're great people, and they're also great runners. And then I also want to give a shout out to the Octopath community. Like they're all like really nice people, and like if you just ever have any questions or just like want to get a speed running, they're also a very helpful bunch. And then do you two have anything else?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! All right, one last thing. What was my final time?
That was 1:22:29.
Wow, and that was what a quick that run was like really smooth. Aside from one little thing, but yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for allowing me to showcase this. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope y'all will enjoy Hades coming up next. It's a great run.